Just ride one time for your mind. Just ride one time for your mind.
What's up, family? Vibe one time for your mind.
Ride one time for your
For your
mind.
mind. Welcome, mindful explorers and all you beautiful souls. It's time to set our intention for a new week. And I know that the title of, stop trying to control everything is probably going to pull in all my kindred A-type personality spirits in with me, but that's good. We'll help each other. We work through it. I say that we are always, no matter how high you elevate, no matter how much you learn, you're always in process. We're always learning more. And when you learn more, you do better. When you learn better, you do better, right? So that is all good here. We are coming out of the Art of Lifing introspection and meditation card deck. 37 themes to help you focus on and set your intentions. And I'll put the links, they should be in the description, but I'll also make sure that you get a hold of those. I find that people miss it because they don't really know what intention setting is all about. And really, once you get what intention setting is about, it will 10x your whole game in terms of law of attraction, manifesting and creating the life that you really want, and partnering with God to really create the life you want. Whatever term you use, I use the term God, the uncreated creator, whatever that is for you, source, love, all of those things. But intention involves all of the mental activities, planning and forethought and all that. Yeah, sure. That's great. We need that. But we also need it to align with our thoughts and our actions. So I like to say, when you understand what your intention is, which is different than an affirmation, because affirmations are a declaration, right? When you say, today I affirm that, bop, 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 that's kind of like a declaration. But when you are setting an intention, you're 10xing your receptivity. You are tuning into your inner wisdom and you're letting it lead the way. You become laser focused on what it is you want to attract, what you want to create, and you don't just kind of go through life like a leaf on the river, just kind of floating to whatever bank and dropping off wherever it leaves you. And remember, gratitude. So important, because gratitude elevates, so that when we set our intentions and we operate in that alignment, then our thoughts, our beliefs, and our actions are all in accord. There's no contrast there. There's no conflict there. And that is when you'll find that creating and attracting the things that you have been locked in on, that you have set those intentions for, become much more fluidly rolling into your life. So today we are going to focus on surrender and allowance. Surrender and allowance. Now, again, it is an ongoing process, right? Releasing control and trusting the flow of life, surrendering to the present moment, and allowing things to unfold naturally so you can find peace and letting go, knowing that all that is unfolding is as it should be. I like to say it like this. Look, this is a sticky that I've had on here for 3 years now, and it's a little beat up, but everything is in place and on time. Everything is in place and on time. Spirit gave me this in a download, and I stick it right here to remind myself that whenever I start to want to control and I start to want to squeeze things down and make them comfortable for me, that if I can just operate in a place of surrender and allowance, I'm going to be allowed to see what I'm missing that the divine knows better about. We can only operate in our finite mind when we control based on what I know in this moment and what I've lived up to this moment. When we tap into the divine, that wisdom that's on the inside of us, now you have allowed yourself to open into infinite possibilities, infinite wisdom beyond your earthly years. And when you think about it, the only reason we want to control everything is for the comfort level, right? It because we want that certainty. We want certainty. We want the ease that comes with knowing if I control this, then there's no surprises. There's no second shoe that's going to drop, right? There's none of that kind of stuff. If you have been struggling with control lately, drop it in the comments and tell me what area. You don't have to tell me your whole, I don't want you to tell me all your business, but is it like in the area of finances? Is it in the area of relationships? It's really important to know where you show up in that place of control, because there is another way. And I do want to address this because for some people, surrender can be a little tough to sink your teeth into, because you think it means that you're letting go of everything and turning it all over to something. I'm not talking about turning over your control or your agency to somebody else. I'm talking about the surrender and the allowance that comes with your alignment to the divine. When you surrender and put yourself in alignment with the divine, what's the creator of all things is now flowing through you. And you're like, just show me what it is I can't see. I'm always saying, let me tell you something. Show me what I can't see. Sometimes the things you will see, you're not going to like, but they will be shown to you, which is great because sometimes it's for redirection. Sometimes it's for your own protection. But those are the things that you open yourself up to be able to encounter when you're allowing yourself to step out of your own way and know that you're not operating in weakness. Surrender doesn't mean weakness. It's not about losing power. It's about gaining power. Because when you're confident in your connection with the divine, when you are confident that you can hear. And listen, the only way that you build that is by lifting the weight of doing it. Sometimes you can hear a little better than others, but when your anxiety rises up, when fear rises up, when those needs to be perfect, perfectionism, when all that stuff rises up, you are no longer in a state of allowance, because allowance says, let me step back. Let me breathe and let me feel into the situation instead of me trying to force the situation. And you know when you're doing it because your shoulders are all tight and tense and all up in your ears. Your knuckles are all tight and your brain is all tight. Your face is all tight. The position and posture of allowance is ease. The position and posture of allowance and surrender is peace. The position and posture of surrender and allowance is fluidity, malleable, moldable. So that if spirit says zig, you zig. Like, well, I really wanted to go zag. No, when spirit says zig, you zig. When spirit says zag, you zag. You zig, you zag, just like that. You got to be so in alignment that those little maneuvers don't throw you off. And for those of you, I just saw the image of, for those of you who are into any kind of Latin dancing or salsa dancing or any kind of really partner dancing, where you have to let the person lead, that feeling of knowing I might not know the next step, but I know I'm going to get the cues to let me know what move I'm about to. Ooh, that's good. Snaps from self. That is being an allowance of, I know what, I feel a dip's coming. Boop, dip, just like that, right? And so those are the kind of visuals that I can offer you around what it means to be in surrender and allowance. You're still in control of your body, right? When you're dancing, you still have to stand firmly in your own feet and be firmly rooted in your own body. But the dance of being an allowance to be led, to be guided, and knowing that you are connected to source, so you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to be worried about being led astray. Now, I know that for some of us, we've been through things that makes, and it makes, those things make it hard for us to surrender. Those things make it hard for us to be in a place of allowance. And what I want to offer you is the suggestion that if you're dealing with trauma, or there are things that you did go through in life that make it hard for you to be in a place of true surrender and allowance with the divine, not with just people, because we act wisely with people. Think about taking it to another level with a therapist or a coach, or if you want to try a coach first and then see if it needs to, bump to a therapist. But I promise you, your level of engagement, your growth spiritually is never going to get beyond your barrier to trust, because it is that trust and faith with the divine that allows us to hear clearly, to be guided divinely, and be able to then move into these other areas of things that we want to do, of crafting and creating and manifesting and attracting. You can only do it not with I want it, but by partnering with the divine. And the only true way to get a real, authentic, and nurtured and healthy flow in alignment with God, the divine source, all that is, the uncreated creator, is that trust is there. And when you have that trust, then surrender and allowance becomes the easiest thing. There's been so many times I can't even tell you when I have wanted the answer to a problem. And I'm thinking about one time in particular, I needed the answer solved. And to fast track the story for you, I could just hear God tell me, you know what, don't worry about that. What would raise your elevation? What would elevate your vibe right now? Because right now you're downer. You're just, I got to fix this problem. And I was like, I'm a downer. Okay, that's good to know. But it was true. And so I took out my iPhone, and you know how you have notes on your iPhone, and I created a list of what would raise my vibe. It's probably still here in my phone. What would raise my vibe? And I sat, and I think I thought about, I don't know, it might have been 5 or 6 things. What would raise my vibe? And when I did, I said, okay, and I committed that today I'm not going to focus on the problem. I'm not going to focus on any of that stuff. I'm going to focus on just living. Here it is. And I'm just going to raise my vibe. Now, I can't believe I'm showing you this, but this is real time. This is what I wrote in my notes. Will it focus for you? Okay, there. You can see it now. Laughing. A miracle, experiencing a miracle or uncanny synchronized event, coming across a pleasant surprise, feeling adoration, or having a heightened sense of safety, security about my living situation. And this was, I forget how many years ago this was, during COVID. But I just kissed this up to God. You know how you drop food on the floor, you go, kiss up to 5-second rule. I kissed this up to God and I said, okay, I surrender and I put my situation in your hand. I went on about my day, came back to the apartment here and was working on the laptop on the couch watching TV. And at some point, some commercial came on and it made me laugh so hard. I was like, oh my God, that was my first thing on my list, laughing. Checked it off my list. And I went through the whole list, went to bed, and the last one, have a heightened sense of security about the living situation thing. So there's an app called Clubhouse. I don't know if many of you are on it. I have a group on there called Empowerment Tribe. And we were on there, and I just decided, well, I'll go to bed. I turned my phone off, and I heard a ping from the Clubhouse app. I looked at it and I said, oh, that's interesting. There's a meditation group opening now. This is like 11 o'clock at night. I said, I'll pop in there and see what's up. I popped in there. It was good vibes for winding down and going to bed. And I just said, okay, that was cool. And when I got ready to hop out of that, there was another alert. And it was a room that I wasn't familiar with, and it was actually somebody's screen name that attracted me. And I said, let me see what this is about. And I popped into that room. And when I popped into that room, they were talking about, I forget it was a business opportunity or something. And when I showed up, everybody stopped and like the people that were on the stage were like, oh, Janette's in the room. If you haven't been in her room, she's at some amazing room, intention setting, this and that, spiritual growth. And they just loved on me. And that was, I don't know if you can see 1, 2, 3, number 4, feeling adoration. I was like, ooh, check. Because in that moment, I was feeling such adoration. So we went through that and I was like, hey guys, I just popped in to see what was going on. And somebody goes, hey, I actually have a project I need help with. Can I DM you? Can we go to a private room and talk about it? Boom, boom, boom. And long story short, attained a contract that blew my mind and totally checked off the last thing on my list about having a heightened sense of security about my living situation, just like that. But here's the deal. I never would have gotten to that during COVID if I had just, how do I fix this problem? How do I fix this problem? I had to be in a place of surrender and allowance and trust that when God told me, just list the things that would raise your vibration. And I surrendered to playing kind of that divine game and just trusting that everything is in place and on time. And it happened. So that's what I want to encourage you today. Take a breath, step back. Remember that it's not about giving up your power. It's just about trusting the flow of life and releasing control and allowing things to unfold naturally so that you can find peace and be led and guided into whatever the thing is that you need to happen or whatever the thing is that you're looking to create for your life. I'm telling you, when you get to that place of allowance and surrender, the ease that comes with that is so refreshing. You will not regret it. And I promise you, it will ratchet your spiritual growth level up 10 times where you are right now. And it will open doors in ways that you can only right now ever imagine. This is my prayer for you, that you will embrace this wholeheartedly. And I want to give you a little affirmation. So our intention is for the week then that we are going to practice surrender and allowance. That is our intention, to go with the flow. All right. But now I want to wrap it into affirmation for you. And just repeat this after me. I make peace with my past to have better possibilities for my present and shape a healthier focus for my future. I make peace with my past to have better possibilities for my present and shape a healthier focus for my future. All right. Well, that is our assignment for this week. I know you've got this. So take it in, marinate in it. Whenever you feel yourself shaking, just go back to, I am intending to stay in this place of surrender and allowance and see what I birth this week that I didn't have in me last week. And if you're already somebody who practices surrender and allowance, to what levels, what greater depths can you go to? What greater degree can you experience it? And then pass it on and share it with somebody else. Okay? I love you to life, and I'll see you next time. Bye.